Hey everybody, this is a module on getting reviews for your new launch products on Amazon. And this is going to be a short video because it's actually fairly straightforward. However, there are some very important do's and don'ts to make sure that you don't get yourself into trouble, because if you do it the wrong way, you absolutely can get your entire account shut down. And obviously that's the last thing that we want. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing to notice is let's understand reviews, why we need them, and what part they actually play in selling our product. And I'm going to go ahead and do a search here for, let's say, water bottle. Let's do that. Well, actually, I probably should. Yeah, that's fine. Water bottle. Okay. So let's take a look over here and see where reviews play a part in results on Amazon. So if we just go down this list, let's kind of see over here. So these are sponsored, no reviews, 6 reviews. Uh, Most likely these are all brand new, and therefore they don't have any reviews or have very low reviews, but they're appearing at the top of the page. But let's go to the organic search results, and that's starting right over here. So 1971, 3656, 237, 1198, 867, 2995, 1600, 1300, 600, 1955, 893, 18, 558, 657, 515, 1812, 1181. Did you notice did you notice any anomalies so far? 60, 159, 13, 48. Okay. I'm guessing you probably did, and that is, what is this 60 review ranked item doing here, which is placed ahead organically than these other products, which, like this one here, has 1348. So how does this one appear before that one? And let's come back and see the other ones that were behaving like that. Like this one here, 515. Why is this one organically more popular than something that's getting over 1100 or over 1500? And then we look at this one here. I mean, that's crazy. How in the world is a product that's getting 18 reviews outranking a product that has thousands of reviews? Same thing here. Why is this one at 55 reviews ranking better than this one here that has 893? So on and so forth. So you see my point over here. So there are some reviews on these products that are fairly low compared to others that are pretty high, like over 1,000, over 1,500, over 2,000, almost 3,000 here. And the reason is this: the reviews themselves are not an indicator or not a direct attribute of ranking. Okay? In the previous video, I mentioned what the most important thing is, or what the most important attribute that Amazon considers to get your product ranked, and that's conversion. It's very, very simple. The more you sell, the more important Amazon makes you. And Amazon recognizes that your product has value because you're selling more. And if you're converting, and more precisely, if people are coming to your product, looking at it and buying, that's a conversion. If you have 10 people that come to your product and only one person buys it, and your sales are 10 a day, and then your competitor, um, 2 people come to the product and one person buys it every time, and his sales also 10 a day, his product is going to be more valuable than yours, because it takes 10 people to look at your product for one person to buy it, while his product, it takes 2 people and then one person to buy it, and you're both selling the same amount, but organically the conversion rate is much higher for that other person. And that's what they're looking at. So it's really simple. It's the conversion. Now, the reviews themselves, um, they play a indirect, uh, uh, very important role to the sales process, which is from a consumer's perspective, we're looking at um, reviews. And that is one of the attributes that we as a consumer are looking at to determine whether we're going to buy or not, and also what the quality appears to be of that product. So obviously, for a customer who comes in here, and I would see these three, let me find another example here. Okay. If I am a customer and I'm actually shopping for this product, um, I'm seeing this here 4.5 stars, I'm seeing 5 stars, and I'm seeing 4 stars. That is a uh, piece of data that is important to me because I'm going to be looking at this going, okay, look, this one is slightly lower in perceived value than this one. Um, and this one is also slightly lower than this one here. Okay, subconsciously we're automatically doing that calculation and saying, well, this one ranked lower, so therefore it must be a lower quality. So these things are important. Now, consumers are getting more and more smart and sophisticated, and they do understand fake reviews versus real reviews. They do understand marketing, because they've just been bombarded so much. So as a consumer, when I see this, my first reaction, you would think, might be that, hey, this looks fantastic. But the reality of it is, there is a chance here that these reviews may all be free reviews, giveaway reviews. And consumers are beginning to get that. They're beginning to understand that, there's a lot of giveaways and things like that that happen on Amazon. So my radar goes up when I see this. When I see perfect scores across the board. And I say that not as a seller, I say that as a buyer. Okay? People are getting sophisticated. They do understand the online experience. I actually prefer a non-perfect score because that tells me there's a dose of reality in there. So reviews play a very important part of the buyer psychology and the buyer mentality. And that's why it's important to have the reviews. Because they affect the buyer mentality, they then affect sales. So, I said reviews do not count towards Amazon's sales. They count indirectly, not directly, okay? The actual act of the sale, the transaction itself, is what is the most important thing in getting your product ranked onto the first page and high sales. But obviously the reviews impact that. So it's a stepwise function here. One definitely affects the other. All right, so we talked about some of the variants and some of the reasoning of why reviews are important. When you launch a brand new product, you are essentially starting with a clean sheet, and you may have the best, absolutely amazing water bottle in the world. But because you have absolutely zero transactions when you start, your ranking is going to be the lowest possible. Quite often, it's not even ranked, meaning that you have 0 reviews, 0 sales. And so getting the sponsored or giveaway reviews in the beginning is an important part of your product launch. And so therefore, we want to start with doing actual giveaways, but we got to be careful how we do that. In terms of the quantity, we want to start with a small amount. I know you have probably heard, maybe in other forums or other online sites, that people give away hundreds. I strongly recommend that you not do that. The reality of it is, if you combine a small amount of giveaways plus sponsored ads, PPC, these things here, okay, that is really all you need to get started, along with good copywriting, title, bullet, description, keywords, etc., you really need a spark. You don't need a huge brush fire. And so I actually recommend, and this is what I do for most of my products, anywhere from 10 to 20. And I typically will do 10 at a time. I'll just do 10 reviews, sponsored reviews, giveaway reviews, or product giveaways in exchange for reviews, honest reviews. And then I'll wait. And usually that's enough to get the product escalated and going on its own. And then I may do another 10 giveaways if I feel that I could use a little more juice to get some more placement going. Okay, but you really, again, need to start with a small amount, test it, start with 10, and don't do all 10 in one day. Spread it out over a week. And, and so you can start with that and then gauge it and increase slightly, but definitely not in the dozens and dozens or hundreds and hundreds as you may have heard or some other people do. I talked about the number of stars here. Obviously you want to get as many good reviews as possible, but you don't want to shoot for this. Okay, this one is actually good. Now that you actually see it, you can see there are a couple of 4-star reviews here, so that's good. That means some people didn't think it was perfect. So this adds a little more legitimacy to the product reviews, a little more honesty that you can see, because it's rare that you're going to come across a product that has absolutely perfect reviews across the board. Okay, another thing I'm going to mention about reviews. Where do you get the reviews? So there are a lot of Facebook groups that offer reviews, and I'm going to see if I can find one right now, actually. If you search for this, there are tons, and it seems every day there's more and more. And I am going to strongly recommend that you stay away from any kind of Facebook reviews. Here's an example. Look at this one here. It's got over 8,000 members. Now it is a closed group, so this information is not exactly open to the public. However, with 8,000 Amazon sellers and Amazon buyers in here, you might as well call this public. I mean, that's pretty much sharing it with the entire world. So here's somebody sharing their product, asking, we need 5 reviews, blah, 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 this and that. I'm thinking this is somebody that's Chinese in China. There's a lot of Chinese sellers doing this. Let's see here. This person is asking, we need 100 reviews. Interesting. They're not actually sharing their product. They're just collecting individuals, and then they'll tell them privately. Here's one, again, probably Chinese. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you can certainly tell from the salutation. Here's their product. Here's another one. See, there's a lot of Chinese vendors that are doing this, and they almost don't care. They're just like flooding the market. All right, here's probably an American. Yeah, there we go, Miami Beach, Florida. And I don't know this guy, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but he's basically just giving away his product, right? I can go and search for this product. So a couple of reasons why I don't like this. Number one, he's basically given away his super secret niche product, and it may be an absolutely astounding opportunity, and he discovered it, and now he's the only one in there. Well, wait a second, I can actually go and do a search for vegetable steamer basket, and I can say, well, if there's nobody else except he's going to go, I can go too. So huge opportunity to get ripped off by other sellers. And you can call it honest or dishonest or whatever, but hey, this is the marketplace, and that's business. Business is cutthroat. Business is out for blood. So I don't recommend that you put your product up in here and ask for reviews. Number one, because of this reason, that there's a lot of people who are just waiting and looking for good ideas, and the fact that you've done all the homework for them is fantastic, because now they can just take your product and compete with you. The other reason why I don't like this is because you actually are raising the alarm against your existing competitors. Okay, so if I'm launching this thing and I basically put it in here, there's a lot of sellers in this group. And so you're inviting eyeballs to the wrong eyeballs to your product launch. And we really don't want to do that. Another bad instance that I've seen in here is um, I haven't seen this too often, but I've seen somebody grabbing codes, and the person that was supposed to do the review didn't do a good job, because again, who are these people that you're asking for reviews out of 8,000? Excuse me. Out of these 8,000, I mean, what's the integrity of these reviewers? You have no idea. When you get a product review for somebody that has bought 2 products on Amazon and has done 1 review versus somebody that is a top 1% reviewer and has bought thousands of products and has left thousands of reviews, the senior reviewer, there is actually an impact on the weight of that review. Because when you look at that product review, you can see this is top 1%, 5%, that carries much more merit versus somebody that has never really done anything and is just out here trying to get free stuff. There's a lot of freeloaders. So again, that's yet another reason why I really don't like to do anything like this in public. Okay, so those are the reasons why I would strongly suggest that you stay away from doing any kind of public launch for reviews and anything like that. You can ask your family, you can ask your friends to do reviews, but understand a couple things. The way that you're asking for reviews, you're certainly allowed to give away your product, to do a deep discount on your product in exchange for a review. That's perfectly fine. That meets Amazon's terms of service. However, you cannot ask for somebody to give you a guaranteed perfect score or any kind of guaranteed two star, 4 star. Well, you wouldn't want a 2 star, but you can't tell somebody, hey, give me a 5 star review, please, and here's a free product, or give me a 4 star review. And you cannot ask for that. That's actually illegal. It's not, as I mentioned before, it's not just against Amazon's terms of service. It's actually an illegal activity, and you can get fined severely for that. So that's the last thing that we want. And these are some of the activities, as I mentioned in the beginning of this module, that will get your account shut down. You'll see often people complaining that, hey, I've just lost a bunch of reviews. Well, that's potentially why, is because they are looking at where are these reviews coming from, and what did you say, or what are they saying, and are there 5 reviews that were done from the same house? In other words, the same IP, the same computer. Amazon does look at your IP data, meaning your computer. Where's this data coming from? Where are the reviews coming from? So if you have 5 people in your house, mom, dad, brother, sister, dog, cat, whatever, all doing reviews, Amazon's not dumb. They're gonna figure it out. So, but you can certainly have your friends and family give you a review. The way that you do that, though, is ask for an honest review. So be cautious about that. Don't go crazy. I actually stay away from asking my friends and family because I don't even want to take that chance. Um, but just make sure that whenever you do ask for a review, it must be an honest review. Okay, and that's it. So if you email them or whatever, keep a copy of that and make sure that in there you were very clear and you said, look, I'm following regulations. Please leave me an honest review. Whatever it is, good or bad, I need a review, and then you can give them a free product. So there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So the next thing is where, if Facebook is a bad place to, groups in there is a bad place to get reviews, where would you get reviews? So a couple of places. One, you can simply look for the reliable reviewers on Amazon, and people who have high ranking on Amazon as a reviewer. Just do a Google search for Amazon.com top reviewers. So right here, if we click on this, and so here we've got top reviewer rankings, Hall of Fame reviewers, etc., etc. And this is basically a list of people who do nothing but reviews all day long. I mean, I don't know how they do this, but I mean, this one here, triple I or quadruple I, whatever that is, reader, 4,559 reviews, ranked number one. That's their total reviews. They've received 21,500 helpful votes by customers, and 95% of people found this guy or gal's reviews helpful. So, you know, here's a good place to find individuals that, you know, that just love doing this, and they spend a significant amount of time doing this. So let's click on one. So a lot of these people are, you know, stay at home, and you know, they enjoy reviewing stuff, which is great. So you can see all the products that they review, and again, some of you who are looking at these products, you know, there may be a light bulb that's going off in the back of your head, and that light bulb is maybe telling you, hey, look, these are new launched products, and maybe I can get some ideas from here for my own product. And you're absolutely right. Nothing wrong with that. So as you go through this, these top reviewers are basically showing you all the new products that are being launched on Amazon. And if you get some ideas from here, if you see something great, hey, good for you. Just go after it, do your research, and jump in. So let's go back. Let's look at Jackie Cooper. She's done over 1,500 reviews. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Look at this. You've got her email right here. Okay, so you can basically send her an email and just say, hey, Jackie, I noticed that you're a Hall of Famer on Amazon. I love your reviews. I can see that you do a very nice job. And typically these reviewers do a pretty detailed and a pretty good job. And I'm launching a new product, and look at this. She probably received this, but the product sucked, and she left it one review. And that's good. That's honesty. So you could basically tell her, look, I'm launching a product. I would love to send you a free product in exchange for an honest review. Okay, again, play with the terms of service properly and say an honest review, and go ahead and send that to her. The only thing that I would say is these people probably get hit pretty hard with requests. So I would probably not spend a lot of time on the first page. I'd probably dig down to like page 20, 30, whatever. You know, other people who may not be getting 200 products a day for review. Okay, so that's a good source for you to look at, is Amazon top reviewers. The other source, I'm gonna pull this up over here. The other source is to actually find individual reviewers that have a network. And so I'm going to share with you Deb Dodge. Okay, Deb is who I use exclusively for reviews. She's in the group, and she is happy to go ahead and do reviews for you. Here's why I like to work with Deb, and many of my successful seller friends also use Deb. Here's why. She has a group of over 200 sellers, and everything that they do is private. Okay, I'm not even allowed in that group. Her reviewers group, no sellers are allowed in there, and she does that intentionally because that protects me from seeing other products, and vice versa. No other seller gets to see my product. And then she takes the accountability end to end. So basically, I arrange the review service with her, and everything is honest reviews, and she follows everything by the book. Now, there is a cost associated to this, and this is just my recommendation, who I work with. However, there's obviously many review groups out there. You're free to choose her or anybody that you want. I'm not trying to push her or sell her. I'm just kind of sharing, what works for me. You can either get your own reviewers from Amazon the way I've shown you, or find another group. There's other. I'm sure there's other great people like Deb who also do the same thing. But do your homework. Don't just go ahead and put your product out there in somebody's hands. You've worked really hard to launch this product, and so you want to do this right. All right. And then the last thing I'm going to leave you with on reviews, and by the way, when reviews are done, and here's an example I was looking at earlier. So on this product, which is a drone, when reviews are done as giveaways, they often will leave a little note on the bottom, which is a requirement from Amazon. And let's see here, right there. Please note that I did receive this item for free in exchange for my honest opinion in review form. However, that does not reflect my review at all. As a buyer, I also depend on reviews to help me make informed decisions. This is the key sentence right here. I received this product in exchange for my honest opinion. You'll notice that a lot of the first reviews on new products have that, and it makes sense because that's where they're starting, just like we said. Disclaimer: we did receive this item for free in exchange for our honest and unbiased review. Let's see here. I received this DB Power UDI drone for free in exchange for my honest and unbiased review. So there you go. So you can see the first 3 products, they're all sponsored reviews. Nothing wrong with that, again, as long as you are following the terms of service. You can see here a few 4-star, some 5-star. So this is good. These are honest reviews. They're not all sitting there going, hey, this is the best thing ever. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. The other place, as I mentioned, for you to find the groups is you can do a search for Amazon product reviews, BeCool.com, AmazonReviewTrader.com. And again, these review services are out here. I, again, tend to stay away from all of these. And the reason why is the same reason that I told you about the Facebook groups, because let's say I'm launching this, guess what? Everybody gets to see the exact same product, and sellers are out there combing these sites for ideas. And if I've done the hard work, I don't want to give away my hard work to somebody else. Like, this DKEC selfie stick for GoPro. Hey, I never thought about a selfie stick for a GoPro, but man, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should look into this, right? I don't want that. And so for that reason, or look at this, right? That's unique. That's different. Cigarette lighter. I mean, what the heck is this? That's like so unique. And maybe I should jump into it, right? I don't want to be advertising opportunities for others. I want to keep those opportunities for me. And again, I don't know the reviewers behind this. So just kind of keep that in mind. The last thing I want to point out to you is there are some software that we're going to talk about in a future module on how to solicit reviews directly from clients who buy from you. Okay, because that's a critical part of getting reviews. So there's services out there. I'll kind of mention just a few really quick. Feedback Genius is one that I have used previously. There's a few different ones out there, and basically what these softwares do is they tie into your Amazon Central account, and anytime a purchase is made, they automatically send a pre-formatted template message to your customer saying, thank you for purchasing my product. Would you be so kind as to leave me a review? And then a week later, oh, hey, by the way, just a reminder, I noticed that you haven't left a review. Do you mind leaving me a review? So I'm not recommending any one of these specifically. I'm just kind of sharing this. This becomes critical once you start selling, 4 or 5 sales per week. So pretty soon you're going to need this because you can't manually sit there and send these out to your customers. There is Feedback Genius. There's also SalesBacker. I've used both of these software, and they're both very good. So here's another one. And this does the exact same thing. Increases review and seller feedback, automates. So basically it's automating the process. Email attachments, if you want to do an ebook giveaway as part of your product, that email will include your ebook. So that's another way that you can do it. So Scott Volker, he recommends this. All right, so and a lot of these will have a 30-day trial that you can actually get in there and try them out. Okay. All right, so that's all I've got for reviews for this module. So just to summarize, reviews are a very important part of the strategy. They don't actually convert, but they are an indirect, very important part of the conversion factor. Paid reviews are important, but don't start with 50, 60. Just start with 10, and organically they will start going up along with doing PPC, ads, etc. Understand the rules. Don't ask for 5-star reviews. Ask for honest reviews. And don't get reviews, from your own house 10 times, okay? You can work with family and friends, but really find a good, reliable service because you're going to be needing this and repeating this often, all right? Deb Dodge is who you can talk to, or anybody else that somebody can recommend. Talk to them, make sure that they're not making your product available for the world to see. You want to make sure it's behind closed doors and private, and your product is protected. And then you can find reviewers either on the Amazon top list that I shared with you before, or some of the groups on Facebook. And again, there's good review services and there's bad review services. And so just do your homework. You've worked very hard for this, so you want to do it right. All right, I will catch you in the next module. Thank you.